Well, hello everyone. As I decided to start uploading on my channel now, I made the choice to recreate each and every one of my disgusting videos on the former Master Luigi Videos channel. Now, this won't be a exact replica, considering I'm going to change the list. So, this is my top 10 favorite Nintendo games of all time. Now, originally when I was thinking up this list 5 seconds ago, I had some issues, right? Because there is just so many wonderful games on each and every one of these. So I figured what better to start off with is a game you're familiar with. That one of the only games I've actually shown gameplay of on the channel. Animal Crossing New Leaf. Now, if I were to fully go into detail on everything I loved about Animal Crossing New Leaf, we would be here all day. The game mechanics are amazing, and you honestly feel like you are a part of the Animal Crossing world. And I truly love the game for that fact alone. There's so much to do, and to be honest, it's practically the ultimate time waster. That game will always hold a special place in my heart, because I played it when I was such a youngin'. Or at a young age, if you prefer. Now, on to number 9. You can see the disc in the frame as of right now. It will be Super Mario Galaxy 2. This is one of my all-time favorite games by far. It is incredibly near and dear to my heart, and I have very fond memories of me and my father playing it together when I was young. It is an incredibly fun game, and I really wish I would play it more. It is just such a charming and fun game to play. I honestly recommend it if you're just trying to waste some time, or if you're just trying to have a good time at all. Now, on to number 8. My number 8 choice for this list was quite hard, because there is just so many wonderful games in the Nintendo library, but eventually I decided to choose Link Between Worlds, Legend of Zelda. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest, this was my first Nintendo Legend of Zelda game. It was a wonderful experience. I beat the game probably about 4 times now. I replayed it over and over again, and it was just wonderful. I absolutely love the game. I honestly am thinking about replaying it again. I recently just picked my 3DS back up, so, why not? The story in Link Between Worlds is a relatively normal Legend of Zelda story. There's a lot to do, a lot to collect. The dungeons are fun, the items are fun. Side quests are amazing. Core mechanics are fun as hell, too. All my friends played it. I love the shadow mechanic where you battle other people's shadows for money. That was one of the most wonderful inclusions. And overall, the game is just great. It is just great. Now, on to number 7, I believe. And number 7 is difficult. Just like all of the others are difficult. I love each and every one of these games on this list, and depending on the day, they're interchangeable. But I decided I'll put Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga at number 7. Originally, when I made my first list, I haven't even played the game. I just heard many rave reviews and just kind of watched Let's Plays and whatnot. But once I finally played the game, I realized what so many people love about it. It is such a fun game. Period. The bosses are fun, the exploration is fun, the core mechanics are wacky and kind of zany. It has so much personality and charm. Like, the story is not lacking, and don't even get me started on the characters. Fawful himself deserves his own game. I mean, hell, he's still one of my favorite Nintendo characters, 3 years after I originally recorded that video? My first one, I mean. But overall, I truly love the Mario & Luigi series as a whole, and especially Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. Now, on to number 6. My sixth favorite Nintendo game is Kirby's Epic Yarn. Now, Kirby's Epic Yarn will always hold a special place in my heart, considering I have some of the best memories in my life playing it with my best friend at the time. Even though me and him have disconnected over the years, he still, without a doubt, I still consider him a friend. Even though he lost interest in the games that we loved so much when we were boys, I haven't. Shows how little I've grown. I still love the games entirely, and Kirby's Epic Yarn is just such a wholesome experience that I would love to replay any day of the week. I honestly find it such a pleasure to go back and replay because it is just a good time. There is nothing bad about the game, not even in the slightest. Well, now on to number 5. Number 5 was a very hard pick because, well, it's in the halfway point. This could either make or break my list, I thought, but just like in the original list, I decided that Super Paper Mario would take the spot. Again, most of these games I played when I was a boy was with my dad, when things were simpler. It was such a fun experience. We had a lot of trouble with the game. We didn't really know how to play it that well. We constantly had to look things up on YouTube every now and again, but overall we loved it. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, love this game. The story about it is amazing. I honestly don't really mind the change in gameplay as much as others did. Of course, I still prefer the original style of battle, but hey, change is good for the most part, excluding the disgusting atrocities that Color Splash and Sticker Star are. But besides that, I really do love this game, and I'm happy for all of the amazing music tracks and good memories it has brought me. Now into number 4. You see, this is really hard for me. To me, this is practically like placing one of my childhood memories above another. It's super difficult. It kind of defines you as a person. What do you value more, time with friends or time with family? And I decided I'm going to put Paper Mario as number 4. Now, Paper Mario is such a charming title. The style is beautiful, and it is just a good experience. Some people say it's vanilla, but it's vanilla in the best ways. It takes everything you would want in a game and just packages it in a simple 2001 N64 title. It is a very fun game to play, and if you haven't, I highly recommend it. The game looks very good for 2001, and I highly recommend playing it. Well, now on to the top 3, I suppose. This is where it really gets tough. But ultimately, I've decided to place Kirby Returns to Dreamland at number 3. Kirby Returns to Dreamland by far holds some of my most precious childhood memories and some of my most fun times. I remember playing the silly Ninja Star game with one of my best friends and always winning because he was bad. And then even wanting to have a sleepover but then flaking on it because I was too scared to be without my mother. I honestly, really loved this game. And I still love it. I replay it whenever I get the chance. And I often try and use it to rekindle my friendship with that boy who I used to hang out with ever so long ago. But as I said before and will say again, he lost interest in the games. Finding fun in other games, which I couldn't. I envy him. However, I don't resent him. He is his own man, and by proxy, he could make his own choices. But I will always have the fond memories with him playing Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Now, anyone who knows me, truly knows me, will know that these last 2 are incredibly close, and they happen to both be on the Nintendo GameCube. Now, the Nintendo GameCube as a whole was a very special system to me. It held some of the most fun games, period. A lot of the games that this system produced was very near and dear to many hearts. Overall, the system didn't do well, but the games on it were some of the best in the series, by far. So, for number 2, we have Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion is the first Nintendo GameCube game I ever played, and it is by far one of my favorites, if not my favorite, depending on the day. It is a very short game, but it oozes and reeks charm. Luigi is so cartoony and so expressive. It's honestly funny. There's so much to do in that game. You know, you can Luigi dry humps all the furniture, you can water the plants, you can hunt for all the speedy spirits and golden mice, you can replay the hidden mansion and try and get all the best ranks. You can speed run the game and even do it in 20 minutes or so. There's a lot to do in that game, and there's just a ton of fun. It's such a short gaming experience, but I love playing through it every time. I've probably played through it more than any other game on this list, without exception. I love that game, and I always will. Now, honorable mentions. There is a lot of honorable mentions. To be perfectly honest, Nintendo makes so many wonderful games that I couldn't possibly fit them on a list of only 10. I love the original Mario Galaxy. I love Bowser's Inside Story. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I love Mario and Luigi's Dream Team. I love a lot of the Kirby games, just as I love so many other Nintendo games that I didn't get to share with you today. But, by far, my favorite game that Nintendo has ever made is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is a masterpiece by very definition. It is... Okay, allow me to put it this way. The gameplay is spectacular. The story is fun and quirky. You get to control Peach and Bowser, which you haven't really been able to do in past games. You were able to control Peach in the first Paper Mario, but, you know. Bowser is a completely new concept, which was made into his very own character in the next installment in the series. This game is just beautiful. It is flat out beautiful. The music sends me into a state of nostalgia immediately when I hear it. I love every single piece of music this game has to offer. It looks amazing for a game made in 2004, and everything about it is just spectacular. And to be perfectly honest, there's not much more I can say about it. If you honestly haven't played it, I highly recommend it to you. And this is definitely the nostalgia talking, but still, it's a wonderful game, and anyone who has played it will say the same. Well, I'm happy to say that is the end of my list. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I know I don't sound too all that upbeat, but I did enjoy making this. Thank you, and that will be all.